These symptoms were extremely disturbing. It's simply not normal to not have full control of your hands or your legs or your feet. I was barely able to move across the room, so I was admitted to the hospital in San Francisco, where they were able to identify that it was GBS, Guillain-Barré syndrome. I was 6 weeks in acute neurological IC, followed by 6 weeks in acute rehab. At the end of acute rehab, I was able to shuffle around with a walker. However, I had a long road ahead of me to recover and gain back as much of my former life as I possibly could. I came home in a wheelchair. I was paralyzed from the waist down. My hands and arms were still very, very weak. I was very, very scared. And I was very, very concerned. Is this how I'm going to be for the rest of my days? GBS is a process, it's an event. It goes through you. One could say it burns through you, considering the damage that happens. And then you go into a recovery phase. When we say that you've recovered from GBS, it doesn't necessarily mean you're back to 100% of where you were physically when GBS first set in. GBS does leave you with residuals. My balance was affected by GBS. Even though I can walk freely, I have to do so very carefully. I have neuropathic pain in my feet. Every step is painful. It's something I've learned to live with, but life has changed. I have to stress to people that I look better than I am. Even though these things have been taken from me, I can lead a normal life. I can get around. I can go in the kitchen and make a meal. I can take out the garbage and be real happy I did it, because many patients have residual effects such that they are not able to regain their mobility. Everybody is different in this regard. The silver lining to my experience and recovery from GBS is my acquaintance and subsequent work with the GBS CIDP Foundation. I have seen in my visits with patients the full range of outcomes. I've spoken to patients who were not so fortunate, who did not have prompt diagnoses, who did not have effective treatments administered as soon as they should have been. And as a consequence, their outcomes were not as good as mine. It's been 20 years since I had GBS. Although there have been many attempts to improve treatments have not really improved. Diagnosis has not really improved. The most critical need is prompt diagnosis, prompt treatment, and ideally a treatment that would arrest the syndrome immediately upon diagnosis. The rareness of GBS makes it a very isolating experience. Those of us who have or have had rare diseases can feel very alone, very isolated, because we're outsiders in a sense, that we don't have a broad medical community addressing our needs, but it's a very small community trying to address our needs. There are organizations that work on rare diseases, and those organizations should be commended for that. Working on the rare diseases is a special gift. In the GBS community, we like to say, it's only rare until it happens to you. Once someone does experience GBS, rareness doesn't mean anything anymore. Getting well, getting better, and getting your life back is what matters.